Good evening, class. I chose the book Reading the Bible with the Founding Fathers by Daniel L. Dreisbach. We were allowed to choose any chapter from his book, and I chose chapter 3, The Bible and the Lives of the Founding Fathers. I wanted to learn more about their background, especially since there has been so much debate over their beliefs and if it played a role in the shaping of the American government. The Bible is one of the most widely recognized books due to the colonial need for religious freedom. The Bible was a central part of the culture in early America. Dreisbach writes that the Bible not only shaped worldviews, values, and habits, it was also responsible for the formal and informal education. It left a mark on history through letters, art, law, and even politics. As the Founding Fathers would have been exposed to the culture around them, Dreisbach alludes that they had a sort of reverence regarding the scriptures, even though it would seem they did not believe the entirety of the text. However, John Adams is an example of one who believed that it was the best book in the whole world, while others such as Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, Ethan Allen, and Thomas Paine did not share his enthusiasm. The founders were known to be highly educated men and chose to study the Bible in other languages. This point seemed interesting because even those who may have had doubts, such as Jefferson, still studied the text as an authority of the written word in other languages. Dreisbach notes that some even went on to become clergymen. The importance of the Bible in the minds of the founders would lead to new projects, and these projects included making copies of the Bible, especially available to the public at large. One reason Dreisbach discusses the importance of this is that the Bibles were expensive coming from Great Britain, and they were not currently being produced in America. By 1777, the first English New Testament was printed in North America. So Noah Webster was mentioned as a leading contributor to the proposed goal of making the Bible accessible to everyone. He is commonly associated with the dictionary, but also worked on a Bible translation of his own. His goal was to aid children in learning to read, as well as work on a translation of the King James Bible. David Norton wrote about Webster's 1833 Bible. This work was completed when Webster was 74 years old. Webster was known as America's lexicographer. With his study of the words, it led him to rewrite portions of the Bible. His goal was to make the language more culturally accurate and was not bent on doctrinal tendencies. So Norton writes that Webster would omit or replace obsolete words or phrases, fix grammar mistakes from the original translation. Now, while Bible scholars find his methods inaccurate, his work should not be dismissed. Another person mentioned in Dreisbach's work was of Elias Boudinot. The Boudinot family immigrated from France to the American colonies after the Edict of Nantes had been revoked. His great-grandfather came here and established the Boudinot family line. His name is often not referenced when discussing the Revolution. However, he did play an integral role as a founding father. According to an article, My Four Marble Emblems, Boudinot was a colonel in the Continental Army, elected president of the Continental Congress, a religious author, and for 49 years a trustee at the College of New Jersey, or Princeton. One notable fact about him was his stance against some of the other founding fathers, especially Thomas Paine. As Dreisbach discusses, Boudinot was against the relative thoughts of Paine and would write his own work in response called The Age of Revelation. His character stood out as one who challenged for the authority of the scriptures, and his reputation was backed by this stance. So, in conclusion, one cannot escape the impact the Bible had on the founding fathers. They were educated in similar manners and regarded the Bible as part of the daily life of colonial America. Whether they personally agreed or disagreed with the scriptures needs individual examination, but this book draws to the conclusion that the Bible was an important aspect for the early Americans. Thank you.